On Tuesday morning of this week, a photojournalist was slammed to the ground by ICE agents in a Manhattan courthouse to the point where the photojournalist, seemingly unconscious based on video taken of the incident, was carried out of the courthouse in a neck brace on a stretcher. All because ICE didn't want a different photojournalist to walk onto an elevator with them as they were detaining two women and hauling them away in handcuffs who had shown up for the courthouse for their court appearance. They were following the law, right? They weren't these hardened criminals that the Trump administration swears up and down they're getting out of here, just the bad ones. These were people doing everything right. And ICE showed up at the courthouse, as they've been known to do this year, because they know that's where they can get these law-abiding people. Here's the video. This is absolutely disgusting. This, of course, is the aftermath, because at the time, nobody realized, hey, this person's about to get body slammed. Let's pull out the phones and record here. So take a look at this video.
Your ID's in here? I'm just gonna take your wallet. This way when EMS comes, you can take it. Yeah. Richie said they did.
Yes, EMS all around.
Put their wallets right back in now, so we don't lose it, okay?
These ICE agents hide behind masks for this very reason. They do it so that there is less accountability. There's already very little accountability for these, whatever. I'm not even going to use the word, but they put the masks on because it makes them feel more powerful, right? You don't know who's behind this mask. You don't know what I'm capable of. I'm a big, bad federal agent getting these little old ladies out of the country after I snatched them up in the courthouse, which is really not legal, but sure, that's what they're doing. That's your big tough guys. That's your ICE agents slamming a journalist to the ground for documenting what happens in this country, which of course is the job of a journalist. And that individual was sent to a hospital. Several other journalists, by the way, throughout this whole event were also thrown to the ground, to the point where there's so many different names of journalists, I don't know which one is the one who was, basically taken away in the ambulance. I don't know. Because so many of them were assaulted one way or another by these ICE agents, these masked federal agents kidnapping people from a courthouse. People who were doing everything right. And I still got them because God forbid we have any non-white people in this country. This is the Gestapo. These are the brown shirts. These are the goose steppers. This is Donald Trump's mercenary hit squad. It's whatever you want to call it. But it's all of those horrible things wrapped into one. Assaulting journalists, kidnapping people from a courthouse, disappearing them. I told the story just a couple days ago about how most of the detainees, 2/3 of them that were down in Alligator Alcatraz or the Everglades Auschwitz, they're gone. We don't know where they are. ICE moved them, and now we can't find them. Their families can't find them. Their lawyers can't find them. These are not things that were ever supposed to be considered normal or routine or daily in the United States, not in modern times. And yet here we are. Journalists are being assaulted. U.S. citizens are being repeatedly arrested by ICE. Story came out yesterday There was a group of people during an ICE raid snatched up that were actual citizens. They had their papers. ICE didn't want to see them. You're going with everybody else. They released them. A couple days later, these people in another raid rounded up again. Same situation. We're arresting U.S. citizens because of the way they look, because of their ethnicity. We're disappearing people off our streets, disappearing them out of courthouses, disappearing them from detention facilities, assaulting journalists, all while wearing masks so that nobody can see who these folks are. That is America in 2025. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your phone number or why your inbox is flooded with spam, this is how they do it. Companies called data brokers sell your data to anyone willing to pay for it. They do it without your consent, and they make billions selling it to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And while they're legally required to remove your info if you ask, they make the process confusing and hard on purpose. That's why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family and friends. They take care of the hard part by automatically removing your info from these sites and keeping it off. Aura is all-in-one digital security. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door open. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web. They provide real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking. They have 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. They provide a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and so much more. And they have US-based support available around the clock if anything goes wrong. If anything does end up happening, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance protection. And they have US fraud experts ready to help you 24/7. It's one app that provides every layer of protection. I don't want to leave myself vulnerable online, and you shouldn't either, and that's why I personally use Aura. Your personal data is collected by almost every single website you go to. Every shopping site you enter your information, it becomes the property of that company that then hands it to the brokers that then hand it to anyone. So protect yourself with Aura. Try it for yourself. You can go to aura.com/Farron to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites without you lifting a finger.